Hello now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and hello to you guys on Instagram, and of course on our fun-filled, exciting TikTok. I just opened it up for Facebook so that everybody can go and come check out the presentation for this evening. We're just going to have a good time. So again, as I've said it several times already, the format for those of you who have never been here before. Let me just give you a heads up. From 8 o'clock to 8:30, I really don't take any questions. I bring on my buddy Miss Wilma, and we goof off for about 30 minutes or so, talk about some funny stories. And then at 8:30, I'll get into all your paranormal questions. Yesterday I was here for over 2 hours, 2.5 hours actually, answering for an hour and a half, answering paranormal questions. We do plenty of that. So anyway, today I just want to give you a heads up. That's what we do from 8 to 8:30. Moderators there on TikTok, if you would just remind people, so then they know what the schedule is for the people who are brand new. So welcome to the presentation. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm Bishop James Long. So a couple things, if you want to go to my website, pretty simple, bishopjameslong.com. That's it, bishopjameslong.com. Pretty easy. If you want to go to the church's website, that's easy too, usocc.org. There you go. So anyway, both websites are fairly easy to remember, bishopjameslong.com and of course usocc.org. And that is that's how we do it. Today's been, I did get my walk in, which is good. Any day that I get my walk in is a good day. Sometimes I can't because we're just there's just so much that you have to do. And so I sometimes I can't get it in. However, we'll go into the questions at 8:30. How's that? Yeah, at 8:30, because Miss Wilma's only on from 8 to 8:30. And then I'll get to your questions at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is only like 28 minutes away from now. So anyway, that's how we're going to affect that. So without further ado, of course, we have, all right, here we go. Yep. And you know what this means, everybody. And I forgot to take my anxiety medicine. But you know, I have to learn patience. So Lord, give me patience. She was raised in a barn. I don't know if you guys know that, Miss Wilma. She truly was. Well, okay. Well, hello there, Miss Wilma, and hopefully you're on with us this time and not outside whistling at the boys. Miss Wilma, you got to unmute your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Why am I not surprised that Miss Wilma didn't unmute her microphone?
Am I unmuted?
No, well, now you are, but yeah, you forgot to unmute yourself, crazy.
You hear my pet?
What was that?
That's my pet.
That didn't.
That's my pet elephant.
Miss Wilma has been making elephant noises. She's been practicing all week long. She's really, really, really fantastic. No. That's you. That's 100% you. So give Miss Wilma a round of applause for her elephant noise. That was very good. I mean, you actually sound like you had a trunk there.
That was my elephant. That's my baby.
Oh, is that what it was? I'm telling you, folks.
How's everybody doing out there tonight?
Well, obviously we're doing well, but now you're talking about having elephants.
Yeah, that's all right.
You don't like the fact that we have a studio audience and that you have to come up with these little. And that elephant, by the way, did not sound good. He sounded a little sick.
Oh, I got it. Maybe I got to take him to the doctor.
I think he probably has to go to the doctor.
Can he fit in your car?
No, he can't fit in my car, and he definitely has. If he's been in your house for 24 hours, believe me, he has to go see a doctor. But definitely a head doctor. I mean, he needs anxiety medicine right now. Poor elephant.
But he probably feels like me. You know, my poor old body. If my body was a car, I would trade it in for a new one.
No.
Because my headlights sees double, my tires are flat, my battery is exhausted, and my engine needs transmission fluids. And every time I cough or sneeze, my radiator leaks.
Well, all right. I appreciate you sharing that story. And our cow must like it too. Okay. That's a great. Oh, that's a little bit TMI, which is too much information, but that's okay. Hey, you have to share. That's it. That's
That's
all
what my whole body feels like.
right. Did you say your radiator's leaking?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we definitely don't need to go. Yeah, we don't need to go any further than that. That's great. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. You just got to put a plug up there and you'll be set to go. So poor radiator. My God.
You know, did you hear about the little girl?
The little girl. What about her?
Yeah, she came home the very first day of school, and her mom asked her, "Did you learn anything today?" She said, "I guess I didn't learn nothing. I got to go back tomorrow." So I don't think she didn't know she had to go back again tomorrow. You did quite like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, whoever told you that joke. First of all, if Lynn told you that joke, I'm sure it was brilliant when she said it. Brilliant.
It was mine.
That explains it. Okay, so
Yeah,
what?
that was mine.
Well, that explains it.
Did you hear about this one?
Oh, please tell us.
Yeah, 2 men ran over to their neighbor's house,
Okay.
and one said, "I don't think Mrs. Smith has been a widow too long. The gun in her hand is still smoking." Get it? The gun in her hand is still smoking. You get the joke? Don't you understand? See, there's 2 men. They ran over their neighbors.
She's explaining the joke.
And one said, "I don't think Mrs. Smith has been a widow very long because the gun in her hand is still smoking."
I'm so glad you explained that joke to me.
You're mighty welcome.
I needed that. I appreciate you explaining it
You're
to me.
mighty welcome.
Okay, boy, folks. I welcome to the crazy madhouse.
Howdy, everybody.
Yeah, they said howdy.
Our little girl was sitting in her grandpa's lap, and as he was reading a bedtime story, she took her little hand and touched his wrinkled face. She said, "Grandpa, did God make you?" He said, "Yes, he did a long time ago." She said, she touched her little face. It was so smooth. She said, "Grandpa, did God make me too?" He said, "Yes, honey, he did." She said, "God gets better at it, isn't he?" Get it? God's getting better at it because her face was smooth. You didn't like that one either?
Man, folks, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't explain it. You don't have to explain it because I get it. I completely understand it, but I have got to drink some water. I've got to drink some water.
A man went to go see his doctor.
Yeah, okay.
He said, "Please help me.
Yeah.
I think I'm invisible. Help me." And the doctor said, "Who said
that?" Now you're making our studio audience angry already.
Okay, I'm trying to make a funny here.
You are?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a funny.
Okay. Well, make it funny.
Did you hear about the man that got drunk? He slept like a log, but he couldn't understand why he was burning up. When he woke up, he was in the fireplace.
That was horrible. That wasn't even a joke. The poor man was drinking so much he ended up in a fireplace. Now, how is that fun?
Well, he was so drunk. He was.
Oh, well, okay. I appreciate that.
You know what my boyfriend told me?
What did
my boyfriend told me I was being immature. I told him to leave my paper dolls alone. You didn't like that?
No. As a matter of fact, the studio audience even looked at me kind of like, huh?
See, when I was little, I loved playing paper dolls for real.
Okay.
Yeah, for real, I did.
Hey, Wilma.
Yes.
Why do ducks have feathers?
Flop their wings.
No, to cover their butt quacks. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, that's not good. You get the beats and I get the booze.
I can't help it. That's
what
I have no control.
That
No control.
audience don't like me.
No, I have no control. I mean, you gotta watch. I agree. Sometimes the studio audience can be a little some witches, don't you think?
I mean, I'm trying.
They could be witches, Miss Wilma, on their broomsticks, Miss Witches, right?
Well, yeah, they can be witches and all they want to.
Yeah. Okay.
They do fly.
They do fly.
They daggone bitches.
What did? The show has been canceled now.
Witches.
Did you just say what I just thought you said? Did you just? Did you? It's too late now. It's on. It's on permanent record. Oh boy! Oh boy! Yeah, you gotta watch it. We gotta watch them. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh. No. Well, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Top of the morning to you. Back on to the show. 25 years. That's the first time.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, yes, they are.
That's what they are, witches.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we definitely don't want to say those words anymore. We'll just go ahead and the lady on the broomstick, and then we're going to move on. There we go. Ooh.
You know what a bucket told the other bucket?
Oh, what did the bucket tell the other bucket?
You look a little pale.
Oh, man. And that's terrible. Terrible. No. How did you?
If there's anybody liking my jokes, please don't be surprised. I try my best. I'm not a very good comedian, but I do try.
Well, you do try. That is, you absolutely do try. And we got to give you credit for that. We give you credit for that.
What happens if you got an angry sheep and a grumpy cow together?
So what happens if you do what now?
What happens? Excuse me. What happens when you get an angry sheep with a grumpy cow together?
I have no idea what happens.
They would be bad mood. See, bad, and then mood. The angry sheep and the angry cow.
He drinks. The cow actually sounds like he's about to die. That cow, the studio cows. I mean,
you ain't liking my joke. Is anybody saying out there that they like my joke?
Everybody just loves them. They just love them so much.
Thank you. Well, I try. I'm not a very good comedian, but I'm trying to do my best.
You know what? That's okay. You're rocking and rolling. That is for sure. I can and when Lynn watches this show later on or today, Lynn is her sister. She may have think, "Oh, Wilma." I can hear it now. Oh, Wilma.
Already did.
Yeah, she probably already did. You're in timeout.
You know what? What did May tell June?
I don't know.
When they were fighting.
What did May tell June when they were fighting?
Don't you lie to me. Get it? July.
Oh, man, Wilma.
You can't do that when that's Connie Osmond's joke.
Well, in that case. And in that case, studio audience. Yeah, so that explains that.
That was my baby's joke.
No, well that's you got 2 gongs and 1 booze for that one.
I shouldn't have told you. It's my fault. I knew it.
Once you mentioned Donny Osmond, it's like that you know, but he is a cool guy. Donny Osmond is a cool guy. I'll give him that. I will give him that.
You know, I like ducks.
You okay?
Sometimes they crack me up. Get it? Crack
Okay, that's
me
it.
up.
That's it.
Crack.
It's okay, folks. That's it. I'm sorry. Cheers. I'll tell you what. Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that one for us. Boy, that was good.
What did one shoe tell the other? You sure do have a beautiful soul. You didn't like that one either. That he had a beautiful soul. You
Folks,
didn't like that one?
if anyone's a comedian out there, seriously, and if you can help Miss Wilma, just go ahead. That would be great. Give her some real good quality jokes. She's trying. She is trying. But
I
man,
am trying.
woo.
Hey, I'm glad I know how to do sign language.
What did you just say to me? Do you know how to do what?
Oh, let me try that again.
Yeah, try that again.
I'm glad I know how to do sign language.
Sign what?
Sign language.
What was it?
Sign language.
Well, try that one more time.
I'm glad I know how to do sign language. You know, sign language.
Okay, I appreciate. Great. Congratulations.
I'm
I know how to do sign language
I know
too.
how to do sign language.
Okay, well, share the sign language.
It comes in pretty handy. Get it? Pretty handy.
Man, you set us up just to completely strike out again.
Well, I'm not doing good.
That's right.
I think I'll let you do the jokes and I'll just do the stories. How's that?
Well, speaking of, do you have any stories?
I'm not doing good with my jokes.
Well, okay, tell us some stories.
You don't like my jokes?
I think your jokes are interesting.
Okay, I got another one. See if you like this one.
Mm-hmm.
A man took his car to a mechanic.
Yeah.
And asked, check my car. I keep hearing a clanking noise when I go around corners. So the mechanic took his car and checked it out. But when he got back to the garage, he told the man, take your bowling ball out in the back of your trunk. That was what was making the clanking noise. He thought he had something off his car. Yeah, see, you don't like that
either. Studio audience?
No,
sorry, no, you struck out.
I'm doing
Sorry,
terrible.
everyone.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Well, maybe it's telling I know what you're doing wrong. You want me to tell you?
Go ahead.
You're telling the jokes. There we go. All right.
See, you got another book. You're a book.
I go so far. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you.
You got another drumbeat. How come you get drumbeats and I get the beat?
Wow, I don't know, but
Can you explain that, please?
babe, I cannot explain anything. I have no idea what you're talking about. It is a studio audience, and so there we go. For those of you who don't know, now Miss Wilma, she's 68. She has multiple sclerosis. She has a pacemaker, but this is Mrs. Wilma. I mean, she is. How can I explain it? Well, this is Wilma. So there you go. That's the best. That's why Wilma's entrance is. And by the way, Wilma's new entrance really is. That's her new. That is her entrance, but this is her real entrance. Everybody. Yep.
I'm too sexy for this radio. Way too sexy for this radio.
I was just cutting up a nasty like that.
Did you hear what she just said? This is This is Miss Wilma and her new sound.
It's sexy.
Like I don't like the song, you know.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Producer. All right,
I was just
Mr.
playing. I
She's-
didn't
Miss-
know you take that. I just put that.
No. This is the world. We're gonna listen.
I was the groove, man. Give me some big.
There we go, folks. That's Miss Wilma's. That's her single. So congratulations on your single. She's sexy and she knows it. All right.
I'm not sexy for real.
Well, actually, there are some. She does have some boyfriends, but okay, go ahead.
Well, I do not. Poor little pine tree.
Mhm.
He got trouble because he was naughty.
Okay. There we go. You got.
I got a drum bait, guys.
You got one.
I actually got a drum bait.
There you go. You got it. You got it. There must have been something in my water. All right. So let's tell some stories. What stories you got?
Okay.
Yeah. Who?
A school,
What'd you say? And where?
in Tennessee. This Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah, high school football team practice was temporarily delayed
Mm.
when a bear ran out in the field. Brad Wagner, coach the Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders, showing a video of the bear that showed up during the practice. Just another day in Gatlinburg, Smoky Mountains. Said the team was coming out of the weight room when the bear ran down from home stand into the field.
Wow, that's kind of scary though. If you think, seriously, the bears are nothing to play around with. I mean, I know you love your bears. I know. You just want to grab a little baby bear and then play with the baby bear until the mama bear says, "Excuse me, your lunch."
But that one time, that little baby bear kept coming a little closer to me.
For those who have no idea what we're talking, so we went to Gatlinburg with me and Wilma and her sister, and there's a place called Gatlinburg is my all-time favorite place to go. I love Gatlinburg. I want to go back. I absolutely do, but I just don't want to go by. You don't go by Gatlinburg by yourself. That's depressing. I did that once, and I said never again. But I went there. We went to a place called Cades Cove. I love Cades Cove. It's like a little park.
Oh, I do too.
And you drive around this little park, and they have a lot of cabins, the old cabins that's no longer in use. Anyway, there's this. We pulled around, and there's a lot of cars that's parked there because there are bears out. There was a mama bear and 3 babies. And what was amazing is I thought to my, and this place is packed because they see bears. I mean, they stop and you're stuck. I mean, people will sit there for hours, and you can't go anywhere. You can't go to the right or left. It's just one small lane road. We pulled up, and strangely enough, there was one parking spot that was right in front of the bears, and that in of itself was very odd. But we found the spot, and these baby bears would just keep coming, get closer and closer. And of course, Wilma was like, "Oh, come on, honey, let me pet you. Come on over here." And then
that little thing it kept coming closer to me. And it's like, oh, my scars. It looked up at me, and I said, "Come on, baby, come on." But of course, the mama, she got up and she ruined it.
She ruined it. I mean, the mama.
She gets to see that baby bear every day, and that was my time to be with it.
That was your time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else you got for us?
In Texas, a woman was asking help, trying to find out a mysterious animal that she saw on her camera in her yard. Tina said she quickly moved to take pictures when she saw something that left her stunned. "What is that?" She said the animal was eating berries. Now, some people was saying it's between a coyote and a dog. So she asked the Texas game warden for help, and also the zoo. The doctor said it could have been canine with mange or another skin issue.
Oh,
Now, right now, they're looking for it and saying the image of the mysterious animal is difficult to know what it is. And it's got a picture of it. So if you want to look that up, it's an animal. It does look like something's not right. It just don't look like to me, it don't look like a dog. But the zoo said it could be because he's got the mange.
well, I mean, there is so there is something that could be. And,
Yes.
well, in the paranormal field, we call this a lot of people think it's a chupacabra. And for those of you who don't know, a chupacabra, people think it's a legend. Some people say it's folklore, but it's a legendary creature in folklore, often described as a small, hairless, reptile-like animal that attacks and actually feeds on livestock, particularly goats. However, there's no really scientific evidence to support the existence of the chupacabra. Most reported sightings have been debunked or as hoaxes or misidentifications. But it is believed that the legend originated in Puerto Rico in 1990s and has since spread all over the part of the world. The chupacabra it's a very scary animal. There's a lot of people who are absolutely convinced that the chupacabra exists without question at all. And so you better lock your doors tonight, Miss Wilma. You might have a chupacabra come visit.
Well, I got my camera up there, so if it comes around, I'll know it.
There you go. You have to go out and get it.
Now, if you live out in the country and if you have mice, this might help. Now, I haven't tried it yet, but if I do, I'll let you know how it works. But they say you can use cinnamon stick or put some cinnamon on some cotton balls and, lay them around your house. And what happens is that they can't stand the smell of cinnamon. And it's also an air freshener. It's good for your house.
I love the smell of cinnamon. I love the smell of cinnamon.
I do too, but you can get these cinnamon sticks or just put cotton balls around. So now, what's so crazy about it? I have these guys sprays my house every month. Magically a mouse comes into the house. I'm like, really, seriously? So I know it's crazy. So anyway, I'm going to try this cinnamon stick and try to see if that does work.
Yeah, you gotta have to let us know about that. Let us know if that cinnamon. Who knew? I mean, you never know. You might as well try it. It doesn't mean why not?
Yes. Well, here's my movie for tonight.
Oh, what's your movie?
It's called Baby's Day Out with Brian Haley. Now, it starts out that a woman wants her baby to be in the picture, in the paper. So she gets these photographers, for news to come to her house. But it's not the real photographers. 3 crazy kidnappers takes him out of their house but loses the baby. Now, it starts out that a woman, like I say, she wants a baby in the paper. But these guys, they take the baby, and after they lose him, so they start looking for him. Now, while the baby is out in the big city in Chicago, this woman was reading him a bedtime story. So he's following everything in this book. So he goes places that really looks familiar for him. But a lot of trouble, especially when the baby goes into the zoo and gets in with the gorilla, which is good because the gorilla helps the baby out from these three guys. Now, I don't want to give it away, but this is a really funny movie.
Yeah, a great movie in 1994.
It's in Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you told us a movie that was out in 1994.
Yeah, I watched the other day, and I done watched it twice because I love it. I've been watching a lot of Medea this week. I love her.
You love Medea, huh?
I love her. I just get so tickled at her. But I'm going to jump off here and let y'all get to your paranormal. And I hope I got y'all to smile and laugh at some of my jokes. And I hope everyone has a great week. And I love all of you.
Well,
And God bless.
thank you, Miss Wilma. We'll talk to you a little later.
All right. Night, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. That's Miss Wilma for us. She was in rare form today. I mean, rare form.
Were you raised in a barn?
Yes, she was. She's a wild woman. She's a wild woman in the mountains. And I'll tell you what, she's an interesting character. Interesting character. So let's put everything up here. Now, I want to remind everybody, of course, tomorrow we have we have Bible study at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we, of course, invite all of you to, we're not leaving, but we invite all of you to join us at night prayer, Bible study at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night on Sunday. And everybody is invited. So hopefully you show up. We'd love to have you. Well, hello there, and hello to all you guys. Welcome to the presentation. I appreciate you being here. Today is an open mic, so we basically just have a conversation where if you have any questions, any thoughts, any concerns, well, we can address them. I want to remind everybody that I run the show on 3 different computers. So sometimes people are asking questions here, or on Messenger, and they're sending me messages on Messenger too. So there's a lot of questions being thrown out. So just kind of be patient with me because, we can only, but usually Saturday shows are not as busy as like the Friday nights or Wednesdays, which is interesting, or even Sundays. But the reason is I like Saturday shows is because it gives people on the West Coast an opportunity to join us live. Because during the week, we go live at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and that's 5 p.m. their time. Or if we go on 7 p.m. on Friday, and that's 4 p.m. their time. So people who get off of work at 5 or 6 can't join us for our live. So this is why I do the Saturday shows and the Sunday presentation so that everybody can join us, regardless of what time zone they live in. Okay, so and thank you for sharing the live, and thank you for those of you who are offering the 37,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that very, very much. And if I don't thank each of you for the gifts on TikTok, it's again because sometimes I can't see that screen. So I certainly thank you as well. But I have some really cool articles that I want to pass on to you guys, and then we can kind of get into any of your questions that you have. There's a video. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Oh, hello there, Harlan. But there is a video that you can Google. And I saw this the other day and I thought, this is kind of interesting. An Argentine reporter reveals remarkably clear photos for the first time, actually clear photos of a diamond-shaped UFO. This is by Tim Binnall. It's a tantalizing set of photographs circulating online, purportedly showing well, thank you very much for the cat. That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Circulating online, purportedly showing a remarkably clear diamond-shaped UFO hovering in the sky over a plain in Argentina. The jaw-dropping pictures were posted on social media last week by Argentine journalists. In sharing the photos, he claimed that they were taken in the town of El Escorial and subsequently, quote, sent to me by a resident of the plateau who asked to protect his identity. Now, when pressed on if he would provide the images in their original format for analysis, Mateos indicated, I'll do my best, but I'm not authorized, and went on to explain that the witness had a field worker who does not want to have anything to do with exposing himself so much. Now, although... yeah, I haven't seen the baby lion. That was pretty cool. I think I've seen him the once. So thank you very much for the baby lion. I think you're supposed to go roar. So although the person behind the camera and the circumstance surrounding the sighting remain a mystery, the photos have understandably caused quite the stir in the UFO circles by virtue of the remarkable clarity. And to that end, the first picture, again, well, thank you very much. Thank you for the dinosaur. It's really cool. When people offer gifts like this, sometimes there's scenes that pop up. One person had a little baby lion that came roaring, and then this was dinosaur. That's pretty cool. God doesn't. and anybody who does participate should be thrown in prison for the rest of their life. Anyway, one might imagine, response to the images have been varied, with some UFO enthusiasts arguing that the photos are a fantastically glimpse of an object from out of this world. Now, other observers have suggested that the oddity could be a clandestine military craft. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I encourage you to go online and do some research. Google Argentina. Very clear. I mean, I've seen the pictures. I've seen the video. It's honestly, it really is neat. So take a look at that and see what you guys think. I'd be really, really curious to see what your thoughts are on that. Hello. Welcome on in. We're just having an open mic night where we just talk about anything and everything. And many people ask about that. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Alan. Okay. Well, to you as well. This is by Peter Shuttleworth. Thank you very much. A child gravestone. Thank you. I appreciate it. A child's gravestone in the garden, a monk-like figure supposedly appearing over a sleeping baby, and the words carved on walls, all reported at a house once known as UK's most haunted home. It's interesting, about 300 apparent paranormal phenomena was documented at a remote 17th century house that had national media coverage because of the supposed spooky going on. So the multiple claims of the unexplained was a tale that interested Hollywood. It came after a family started to speak about their Pennyford Farm nightmare. Reports of a muffled voice in empty rooms, figures appearing, hearing children singing, and carvings and stains appearing on walls were brought to national attention by a mom of 4, Rose Mary Gower, who said she was desperate for answers. I've seen a couple of videos that people have actually gone to this home and have investigated. And I got to tell you something. This is an interesting home. There were also claims of a huge wooden owl moving across the house on its own, and a pregnant girl appearing on the patio of their farmhouse in North Wales and then vanishing. So the Rosemary documented what she believed to be unexplained experiences, and was so spooked that she actually got a psychologist into her home to do a study, and he found no rational explanation. So by the way, there's a BBC documentary about this. And now those reports of supernatural stories have been investigated in a new BBC documentary fronted by Radio 1, who heard from those who say multiple spirits were doing stuff at Pennyford Farm that no one could explain. So you can Google that. Pennyford Farm. I'm telling you what, if I was in the UK, I'd be there immediately just to be able to validate this stuff. There's a lot of interesting reports that allegedly have occurred there. She says, one day I was moving some dried flowers that had started to look a bit manky, so I decided to throw them away. And Rosemary wrote after she started documenting the going on in the 1990s. I took them from the lounge to the kitchen and put them on the counter, dropping petals all the while. Somebody came to the door, and I was about 30 seconds, and when I came back, every single petal had disappeared. They had been replaced by dead or dying half-drowned wasp. But there was no sign of a wasp nest, and all the doors and windows were shut. That's kind of so the paranormal documentary Here's the Spooky Claims started when the Gower family says they found a Welsh word written on an inside wall of their empty home, and after they returned from a New Year's Eve party at their daughter's house. The family said it read Tanj Fed, which is Welsh for peace in a religious context. So the Gowers claim that this started a flurry of Welsh words appearing like Her Am Eros, which means long suffering, and another means persecutions. So you can look at this. A lot of people think there was a gravestone or a grave site at Pennyford Farm, and the family actually thinks that's quite possible. So again, it's called Pennyford Farm. Google that, and I'm telling you, I've seen some investigations that have been done there, and it's an interesting place. Very, very, very interesting place. Okay. And again, if you have any paranormal questions, supernatural questions, demonology questions, I'll be happy to chat with you about those as I tell you some of these really cool articles. Now, pretty much I think everybody knows, if you know anything about vampirism and Bram Stoker's Dracula, we pretty much know about Vlad the Impaler. Something impaler. He may have cried tears of blood. Chemical analysis of his letters find. Yeah, so Vlad the Impaler may have cried tears of blood. This is by Jennifer Nalowicki. So the analysis of 3 letters written by Vlad conclude that he may have suffered from a condition that caused him to cry tears of blood. So Vlad the Impaler, also known as Count Dracula, was not only a bloodthirsty and ruthless leader, but he also suffered from a rare condition that caused him to cry tears of blood, a new study suggests. Scientists made the discovery after conducting a chemical analysis of a trio of letters written by Vlad during his 3 separate reigns as the military leader. Wow, that's very interesting, isn't it? Historians estimate that more than 80,000 people died at the warlord's orders by being impaled by a sharp object. And the Count is perhaps best known for being the Irish author Bram Stoker's inspiration for the 1897 novel Dracula, according to the study. So to learn, that's kind of fascinating that they can be able to do that. The biggest find was from a letter he penned in AD 1475 that carried apparently these 3 peptides found in proteins of the retina and tears. So researchers aren't exactly what caused him to have this condition, but it could be linked to an eye injury or even bacterial conjunctivitis. It's an infection of the eye's mucous membrane. So there we go. A little bit about Vlad. Maybe that's kind of interesting when you think about that. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't know. Some people are really hardcore, Vlad the Impaler fan, and some people are not. Either way, I mean, he certainly was a pretty tough guy, especially because he was surrounded by enemies. And that's one thing that why people thought he did what he did, impaled so many people to frighten his enemies. And in many cases, it worked. Let me ask you, here's the when I saw this the other day, this is by Jay Meltzer, who says these are the 10 best paranormal investigation TV shows of all time. Okay, we'll have to see about this. He says, whether you believe in the paranormal or not, there's no denying that the popularity of reality TV shows featuring paranormal investigations has skyrocketed over the years. That's true. From its humble beginnings in the early 2000s up until today, viewers tune in each week to see what evidence of otherworldly beings that these shows can conjure up. With seemingly hundreds of paranormal investigations shows at our fingertips, they're saying these are the best of all time. Okay. The first they believe is the Holzer Files. In 2019, one of the most popular parapsychologists of all time was Hans Holzer. The Austrian-born ghost hunter wrote more than 120 books on the supernatural, investigated hundreds of cases. He investigated the Amityville Horror. In 2019, paranormal investigator Dave Schrader, medium Cindy Kaza, and tech guru Shane Pittman began the Holzer Files, which reopened some of Holzer's old case files with the help of his daughter Alexandria. So airing on the Travel Channel, the show took a deep dive into Holzer's historic cases, which ranged from the spirits aboard the Queen Mary, which, by the way, I've heard was very haunted. I've never been to the Queen Mary. The Surratt Tavern in Maryland, and where John Wilkes Booth first stopped after murdering Abraham Lincoln. Unfortunately, it lasted only 2 seasons. So the Holzer Files was top-notch paranormal investigation shows, if for nothing more than just to hear the voice of Holzer himself. So some people are saying absolutely they loved it. Another is Paranormal Lockdown that made the list. It says, would you be able to spend 72 hours locked down in some of the most haunted locations in America? Absolutely, sign me up. Where do we go? So that's the entire premise behind Paranormal Lockdown, which aired on both Destination America and TLC between 2016 and 2019. featuring paranormal investigators Nick Groff and Katrina Weidman. And the pair would confine themselves to various locations for 3 days at a time, using everything from spirit boxes to EMF detectors to try to communicate with the dead. Okay. It differed from the other paranormal investigation shows, as most teams only spend a night in any given location, whereas Nick and Katrina believe that the longer you were in a certain place, the more activity you'd be able to uncover, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, because when you're there, you have to also understand when you're investigating a place, you only have so much time. Which, again, that's logic. Destination Truth. I think that's probably one of the greatest. I think that's one of the best shows out there. Josh Gates is fantastic. Known as someone as a real life Indiana Jones, Josh Gates introduced the world to Destination Truth. So the series followed Gates and his team as they traveled the world investigating claims of the paranormal and exotic locations. I've seen a lot of his shows. Some of them are really fantastic. And now he's doing, I know he did some religious sites there in Israel, in Jerusalem, which I was very, very jealous of. And so a lot of other things that he did as well. Each episode usually features 2 investigations. So Destination Truth managed to pack a lot into a short segment. So I agree with that. So Destination Truth, yep. The next one on this is Expedition Bigfoot. And I like these guys. I have had the opportunity to meet them before. They're cool people. With paranormal investigation shows covering a wide variety of locations and topics, it's nice to see one that focuses on a single entity. So in this case, Bigfoot. Expedition Bigfoot is pretty cool. Starting their journey in Oregon, the team went to the mountains of Kentucky for season 2 and the Olympic Peninsula in Washington for season 3. People ask me about Bigfoot. I think there's something going on there. I really absolutely believe there is something going on. And people say, well, that's just stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Actually, it does. Because they have Bigfoot recordings in places that there should be no primate recordings. And I don't know if I can, let's see if I have it. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't. But there, I have heard some recordings that are clearly there's primates. And it's in areas that primates don't exist. And I've also had the opportunity to speak to a game warden. And this game in Alaska. And I got to tell you something, this game warden has been there for over 20 years. He's lived in Alaska all his life. He's a native born Alaskan. And he told me, look, I have nothing to gain to tell you this, but I'm telling you what I saw. And what I saw was not a bear and it was not a moose. And he said, look, I live, this is what I do. This is my family. We've lived in the woods. This is how we survive. And it's true. He made a good point. If I can't tell the difference between a bear and a moose, then I shouldn't be a game warden in the state of Alaska. So I just thought that was really interesting. In Appalachia. Yeah, I think there's something going on. There's just too many people who've experienced these things. Way too many people. Another show that they recommend is The Dead Files. And I agree. I actually met the cast member on the 2 folks there. Fantastic. They're really great guys. And I think they do a great job. Kindred Spirits. My buddy Chip Coffey is a cast member on Kindred Spirits. And so they do a great job with that show as well. And so, yeah, Chip is pretty cool. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Someone asked me if I would go. Heck yeah, I'd go to Skinwalker Ranch. Are you kidding? Why wouldn't you? I would absolutely 100% go to the Skinwalker Ranch. I think anybody who's in the paranormal community would tell you, yeah. Yeah. Destination Fear is number 3. Number 2 is Expedition X, which is, of course, Josh Gates. And then they say that Ghost Hunters would be number 1. And, of course, there's others. I mean, of course, there's, Ghost Adventures as well. But I got to tell you something. I have met Grant, and I met Jason. Really fan. And I met Steve, Brian. Pretty much, I met all the cat. They're really fantastic people. They really are very, very nice folks. And it's just interesting to know, where they came from, their history. And so, but I would say, of course, there's other shows out there. And of course, Eli Roth presents Legion of Exorcists. We can't forget that. Have you been to Skinwalker Ranch, or are you just referring to, yeah, so it is interesting. I'm curious, have you ever been? There's something going on with Alexa. Yeah, well, we haven't heard anything about season 2 yet on Eli Roth Legion of Exorcists show. But if we hear something, I promise you, I'll let you know. I will tell you any updates. You'll know. I give you my word. I will tell you. But this is really something is really strange with Alexa. Let me tell you what's going on. And I want to hear what your thoughts on this, because a lot of people are reporting this. In the era of smart devices and intelligent technology, our lives have become intertwined with the digital companions such as Amazon Alexa and Apple Siri. The services are no longer confined to gadgets that are turned off and when not in use. You see, they have a pride of place in our homes, forever on standby, waiting to serve. Well, but could they serve as a conduit for something more mysterious? Could a voice from beyond the grave be making request from your virtual assistant? Well, the ideas of ghosts communicating through technology is not new. There's nothing new there. Spiritualists of the 19th century believed in channeling spirits through seances. So it was a natural step to move spiritual communication on electronic devices and technology. So in recent years, ghost hunters have employed electromagnetic field, or EMF readers, infrared cameras, audio recordings. But what about our smart devices? Could ghosts speak through Alexa? Well, from a lot of paranormal pages on Facebook and Reddit discussions and other places, there are plenty of accounts, apparently, of strange occurrences involving our smart devices. So from some sudden to unexplained activations to devices responding with eerie, unrelated answers. Some believe this is to be proof of the supernatural link to smart tech. So perhaps the most famous of these stories occurred actually in 2018, when Amazon Echo users around the world reported that their devices spontaneously emitted an unsettling laugh. It would just start laughing for no reason at all. And a lot of people believe that prompted ghostly explanations or proof of malicious presence. And Amazon later explained that this unsettling cackle was due to misinterpretation of a command, specifically hearing Alexa laugh. So they'll subsequently updated the device to respond only to Alexa, can you laugh, and provide a more detailed response to avoid confusion. But I don't know, if you don't say Alexa laugh, this is not going to laugh. But a lot of people have been, have you heard this? I mean, a lot of people have been saying that their Alexa just started laughing for no reason whatsoever. And there's a lot of people who've actually gone on social media and they report unusual responses from smart devices like Google Assistant. Some users have reported that their device responding to a question with an unrelated, often eerie statement. So while these incidents have led to speculation about supernatural interference, they're usually attributed to algorithmic errors, allegedly. But there's something going on. There's also, here's what I'm noticing too, a lot of people have like baby monitors, or even monitors that they'll have them on if they go to work and they want to watch their dog. I don't know, maybe the dog has separation anxiety. There have been cases where they have that recorded and someone is whistling. Someone is actually whistling through this this video thing that they have, this video camera, and it wasn't hacked into at all. So they have it verified. There was no hacking. There was no one broke into it, but someone is like they're kind of just frustrating the dog by giving that whistle, that kind of thing. And people have this recorded. So that is insane. That is insane. Something, and there's also people have these baby monitors. Now, I've seen quite a few videos lately where the babies are clearly speaking to something. Now, you can easily argue that's imaginary friend, that's normal, but there are some things that's happening on some of these monitors are capturing some things. And yeah, I've seen the Pope's Exorcist, and I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought the ending was really, really stupid. I think they actually ruined it. So and it's unfortunate that they did, but they did. Oh, I made your bird whistle. That's funny. Yeah, someone thought because I just whistled and made the bird whistle. That's funny. Yeah, Tesla cars. I've seen that too. I've seen those go onto the graveyards, and they're able to pick up that thing. Yeah, it's interesting. This is kind of weird, and I can explain this though logically. This story, for those of you who don't know, haven't heard about this one, listen to this. This is by Ben Hooper. A New Jersey power outage caused by falling fish. A New Jersey power outage has been causing by falling fish. True story. So it's in this Sayreville, New Jersey. And a large section of New Jersey town was without power for several hours. And utility officials said the cause was a fish dropped by a bird of prey. So the thing, imagine that for a moment. A fish has the ability to knock out power for multiple hours. That we have got to do that's kind of scary to me. If our power can be knocked out so easily, that's a problem. That is a problem. So Jersey Central Power and Light said crews working to restore power during the weekend outage discovered a fish had landed on a transformer, causing it to explode. The hypothesis is that a bird dropped it. The police department, Lieutenant Novak, told the media, just landed perfectly and destroyed the transformer. So a police department Facebook post sketched the feathered suspect. So you explain that one. You explain that one. But anyway, how you can have a fish completely destroying a transformer, and then thousands of people are without electricity. That's right. One fish, and now we're. What are you going to do? What are you going to? Well, I'm telling you guys, this is the craziest thing in the world. That one fish can knock out power. If next time you go to Walmart or Target, you might want to look in the carts just a little bit before you go shopping and taking off in the store and picking up all your valuables that you need. Because Ben Hooper said this: customers and employees at an Iowa Target store were in for a surprise when a shopping cart brought in from the outdoor corral turned out to already be occupied by a Colombian red-tailed boa constrictor. So the Sioux City Police Department confirmed animal control officers responded to the Sunnybrook Drive, the Target store in Sioux City, on a report of a large snake in a shopping cart. And the officers learned the snake had been discovered after the cart was brought inside from an outdoor corral. Animal control officers are investigating whether the snake was intentionally abandoned in the cart. But that is insane. Now, that's one thing. You just saw that on Facebook. That's what I'm saying. You go to Facebook. You go to Walmart or you go to Target, and the last thing you think about is looking inside the little cart for a snake, a boa constrictor. I don't know. You tell you if you can explain that, then there we go. You know, I got to tell you, I did remember I talked to you guys the other day about artificial intelligence. And remember I told you about that commercial. Remember that No Child Hungry or something like that commercial. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I can't remember the name of the actual commercial. I think it's No Kid Hungry or something like that. And it was a commercial. And it was a little kid that was on the screen talking normal and telling them, about how they are this and they are that. And, they're without food. And then this child said, I have been created by artificial intelligence. I'm telling you guys, when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. I could not, I was stunned. That's it. I am child hunger. And it's artificial intelligence. If you have not seen that commercial, I like I said, when I saw it, I then understood why people are concerned about AI. Once I saw that and I was telling everybody about it, I thought, man, that's a problem. Listen to this. Let me turn this down. Listen to this.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I am a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school just because I'm hungry. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle.
This is not even a person. This person doesn't even exist. I mean, really, folks, let that. I've always heard, like I said, I always heard about people saying, well, artificial intelligence, it can't be that bad. But look at this.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy.
I mean,
who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner.
this is not a person.
I'm a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch.
When I saw that, I'm telling you, when I saw that on television, and then I heard that child say, I am created by AI, I thought, now I get it. I understand completely about why people are frightened with artificial intelligence. Here's the thing. Here's the scary, because here it really is truly legitimately frightening, because it would not be very difficult for somebody who is does bad things and they break into people's computers and networks. If someone is able to create that, then they could easily create, I don't know, a world leader, a North Korea, Kim Jong-un, going on video saying that he is going to nuke the United States right now. It could be a very simple of a Vladimir Putin appearing on video saying that I have given permission to launch nuclear weapons against the United States. And we would have no idea. We would have no clue that was not Vladimir Putin. And so here's the belief is as long as they can, if they have your voice and your image, your facial image, they can take it. If you've ever been on video, they can take it and they can create this artificial intelligence of you, and you have right. That's the scary part. They're so good at this right now. You would have no idea if I am even artificial intelligence. Let that sink in for just a moment. That is how good they are with artificial intelligence. Right now, You just assume that I'm a person behind the computer. What if I'm artificial intelligence and you have no idea? That is frightening. Now, of course, I'm a real person, but that is really frightening. But that's what we're able to do now. Yeah, you're right. And that's why actors are going on strike. Because people don't understand that. And here's why. Because executive producers can now take an actor's image and put them on camera. And actually, you would have no idea that that person never was even in the movie in the first place. You have no clue. You have no idea. They could put Elvis Presley right now. They could put Elvis Presley in a movie right now, and you would actually think that he truly filmed that movie. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So this is why they're arguing. This is why they're fighting, of course, in Hollywood, some other issues. But that's what I'm saying. That's the frightening part about this. When you think about this for a moment, it is so good you have no idea that I'm actually real. I can be completely artificial intelligence and you wouldn't know the difference. That's a scary thought, folks. But see, with holograms, that's true. Holograms, what you can tell, though, they're holograms. You can tell. But with that video that I just played you, honest to God, I thought that was a child. I thought that was a little girl talking about, child hunger. And then when it's that artificial intelligence hit me with that line, I'm artificial intelligence. Wow, that's scary. And by the way, speaking of artificial intelligence, this is from Madison Burgess. Listen to this. Your next car salesperson could be an artificial intelligence bot and selling vehicles in just 18 months. 18 months as ChatGPT technology advances. So the prediction comes from the CEO of the Swedish video tech company called Fyron, Pyron. So the next time you buy a car, it may not be from your standard dealership. It could be from the artificial intelligence bot. The prediction comes from, again, Johan Sundstrand, the CEO of the Swedish video tech company from Fyron. He believes the change could happen as soon as 2025 or earlier. He said it's only a matter of time before artificial intelligence is selling cars as effectively as human salesperson. The speed at which self-learning software is developing and being embraced by retailers means that a fully competent artificial intelligence power sales bot is as close as 18 months away. Fyron is a Swedish video tech company that have been developing the world's first fully automated artificial intelligence enhanced video solution for the automotive industry. So basically, you could do a Zoom meeting with what you think is a salesperson. You would have they would speak to you just like I'm speaking to you. You would have no idea. And the whole time you're speaking to artificial intelligence, and they would they can sell you a car online. Okay, well, we have this. Let me show you this. Let me show you that. This is what it has. And you'll have no idea. You'll have no clue that that's an artificial intelligence you're speaking to. Man, I tell you guys, when you dig a little deeper, that's, I don't know. I understand. I do understand now. When you think about it, the movie of the Terminator, right? The reason is the old Catholic Church does not submit to Rome because in the 1890s, the papacy gave Netherlands Church of Utrecht complete autonomy. Pope Leo XIII gave complete autonomy. And the reason they did that is because the Pope couldn't go back and forth to Rome and to Netherlands to consecrate. And so they had autonomy. They became very wealthy, very, very solid church. And then the church at that time said, okay, now we want your property and we want your money. And the church in Utrecht said, no, we have complete autonomy. And the Roman church then said, well, you're heretics. And so that is what, and then the Pope declared himself infallible. So that was a split within the church that actually started long before in the 12th century. But that caused a major problem in the church in Utrecht. So that's why, because it was overreaching and then declaring that, it's infallible. And the church in Utrecht said, no, it goes too far. There's only one man's infallible on anything, and that's Jesus Christ. So that's why. Now, the Old Catholic Church acknowledges, obviously, the Bishop of Rome respectfully, and Rome does acknowledge Old Catholic apostolic succession. However, that's what happened. So, but if you know, I was saying the movie The Terminator. You know, The Terminator is something that could most certainly. You never think. You just when you watch the movie, you're like, okay, yeah, right, Terminator. But the scary part is that can absolutely happen. I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Gabriel Morth, I think, I didn't like the idea. I didn't like the idea that Gabriel Morth performed an exorcism on 2020 on camera. I didn't like that. That should have never happened. Rome should have never allowed it. But they did. They actually filmed an exorcism on someone on camera on 2020. That, again, should have never happened, ever. So I would never air an exorcism and air it on social media. I would never do that. So, but the movie itself, The Pope's Exorcist, the beginning and middle was okay. Well, that was good. It wasn't bad. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chad. It wasn't bad, but the ending was terrible. The ending, I thought, oh man, like I said, the ending, I got up and left. You're right. Actually, the Stacy, militaries are already experimenting robotics warfare. Well, let me tell you this. If you think that's, let me see if I can find it. I saw that. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can find this. No. There was, here it is. You want to see something crazy? Watch this. Unfortunately, I can't, I'll do it this way, but, because I don't have, okay. Well, hold on, everybody. I'll have to show you one at a time. Okay. So what they're doing is they're doing all kinds of tests of this thing, and he's still able to shoot this. Folks, I mean, that's it's an advanced military robot, and that is what that's what they're creating now. Yeah, take a look at it. Advanced. Nope. They actually verified it. Not true. No. Yeah, that's actually the people who actually, that's actually a company who's doing this. That's kind of, well, howdy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. But that's a little uncomfortable though. It has no, you're right. It has no, and that's the argument. It has no emotion. It's strictly a robot to do its job. And anyway, well, the Pope said, I don't want to give it away. It's just really stupid. At the end of it, it was just really dumb. It's bad. At the end of it, I just didn't like it. I wasn't a fan of it. And so, but anyway, that's what we have going on. Yeah, it is. I mean, you're right. It's kind of like, I think it is going to the Terminator. It's too much. It's too much. All right. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? What? Because a lot of people are saying you never answer questions. You never ask questions, and I get on here for an hour and a half, and people are okay. I think it's loosely. It's all. I mean, they're cases, but the Nun's an interesting. I don't watch a whole lot of. I don't really watch a whole lot of movies because I found that a lot of them are just really bad. So, and I just get frustrated with the nonsense. Oh yeah, Neuralink. Absolutely, I agree. Yep, I agree. We have to be careful about this technology because if we don't, it is going to get out of hand. And that's dangerous because technology it learns very fast. Do you know now, you can now, right now with Chat GPT, you can tell this chat, okay, I want a paper, a 20-page paper on whatever you want, and push enter, and it'll think for a few seconds and then spit out the paper for you. It spits it right out. I mean, that is just, I'm telling you, that's kind of crazy. Wow, 84,000. Thank you very much. 84,000 there on TikTok. Thank you guys. Poltergeist is a negative energy. It means noisy ghost, but it's not a ghost at all. It's actually a negative energy that someone is omitting, who is going through extreme emotional stress. It's not interactive. It's not intelligent. I can perform million minor rite of exorcisms in a location that's poltergeist, and it'll do nothing at all. Whereas a ghost or a spirit is intelligent. It has intent behind the act. Now there is what's called residual haunting. Residual haunting is when it's not interactive, it's not intelligent. It is energy that's imprinted on an area. It's like a recycled energy that is not aware that you are there, or it's like, for example, at the Civil War. They're one of those Civil War places. I forgot what my brain just said goodbye. But they're soldiers that were walking back and forth and back and forth. And that's residual. They're not aware that you exist, and they're not aware that they exist. Gettysburg, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would encourage. Nefarious was fantastic. So, yep, I am familiar with table tipping, and but a lot of times table tipping has been debunked by someone's foot. Able to what they used to do is they used to have a little by the table legs or something, or there's a little handle, and the person who is committing the fraud would just basically tap on it with their foot and it would tip. But there are some videos that's kind of interesting. I don't know if Jeffrey Dahmer had a possession or was possessed, because I would say could he have had demonic attachment? Yep, I think so. But see, the thing is he remembered all of his crimes, except for one. There was one time he had no memory of it, but that's probably because he was so intoxicated he blacked out, because he had a major drinking problem. So I just don't think that he remembers everything. And so I think in his case, it probably would not be possession. Well, yeah, actually, I just did a presentation on Friday about the sage. There's nothing. I talked about the effects, the positive effects, forgetting the theological arguments. So I spent a whole hour on it. Yeah. Ectoplasm is interesting. There have been some cases that have been documented. Ed and Lorraine had cases of ectoplasm. I had something similar to it that I couldn't explain. It looked like a jelly substance on the floor, and it just appeared out of nowhere. But when I think of something like that, I always try to think, I don't know anything about construction. So my mind immediately goes, is it some type of glue? Is there a structural problem where a glue is seeping from the floor? So that's where my mind goes. I tried to debunk it, and there are some videos I just can't. Yeah, there are a lot of bad music out there. There's a lot of bad music. So that a ghost is primarily, when you have a ghost that's interactive or intelligence, they are aware of you, you are aware of them, and there's intent behind the action. Well, I hope that Cupcake. I hope that you take control of that and fix it, because you definitely you deserve to fix that. A lot of people struggling with substance abuse, and it breaks my heart, because there's so much going on. There's so many people that are struggling. They're stressed. They're full of anxiety, and it's sad. But all right. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do, Allison. Yeah, I mean, there's something, I believe that. Yeah, there's a lot of people who claim that there were apparitions. They've seen the apparitions. So there are people who absolutely claim that there were miracles performed in the apparition. So yeah, yeah. She was talking about the Marian apparition. So and asked me if I believe in the Marian. I believe some of the Marian apparitions can be explained logically, but there are cases where it's not. Yeah. Okay. What other thoughts? What other things did you have? And then we're gonna wrap things up pretty soon. We're not gonna go right now, but pretty soon. I don't. I think some are. I think some people have gifts and some people do not. So as far as the that, I mean, some people are gifted. You don't know Fatima? Yeah, the Medjugorje is the apparition. The belief that it's a small town located in Bosnia. It actually had international attention due to allegedly there were some apparitions of the Virgin Mary. There were some 6 children in 1981, I believe, and the apparitions are said to be ongoing, with the visions claiming to receive messages from the Virgin Mary regularly. So what is it? Music. Yeah, that's going to be Friday. The Midnight Syndicate will be our special guest on Friday. The miracle of Fatima occurred um, in 1917, and Fatima is a really interesting situation, because I believe there's something there. I do believe in Fatima. Uh, it's in town. It was a town of Fatima in Portugal, and according to the Catholic thought, there are 3 young shepherd children, and the first apparition um, occurred on May 13th, and that was in 1917. And then there's other apparitions that took place on the 13th day of each month until, I believe, October the 13th of 1917. And during these apparitions, so these kids would see the Virgin Mary, and the children reported that the Virgin Mary delivered messages and prophecies to them. The most famous of the prophecies that the kids said was what's called the 3 secrets of Fatima. And the first 2 secrets, by the way, were revealed by Lucia in 1941, and concern a vision of hell, and a warning, by the way, about World War II. Now, the third secret of Fatima was kept hidden until 2000. It was interpreted as a prediction of the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II, and that occurred in 1981. So it's very interesting. Well, okay, then I encourage you, instead of being nasty, perhaps maybe you can have a conversation with me instead of being nasty, dude. Yeah. Sad. Sad that somebody doesn't even know me and is going to be nasty and hateful, and doesn't give me the opportunity to speak to them. But they like to lash out, don't they? Sad. Well, the final apparition in Fatima, it came in October 13th, 1917, and it became the miracle of the sun. That's so. Okay. Any other thought? I'm for those of you who are on Instagram, I'm gonna go ahead and close you guys out, and I'll see you on Sunday. So let's close the Instagram folks out. No, you'll never ever see any of my exorcisms ever. Never. And no one should ever. If anybody ever does that, they should be ashamed of themselves, because an exorcist should not. This is not entertainment. I mean, someone has been struggling spiritually, physically, psychologically, and their families, and then to put a camera on them just so that people can watch it and be entertained, I find that to be abominable. So that I wouldn't want someone to do that to my family, and I would never do that to theirs. So no, that would never happen. Never happen. Yeah. Well, wow, look at that. 102,000 likes on this beautiful Saturday. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Well, Norway. Well, hello there, Norway. How do I protect myself? Well, I would say of course, the prayer. I'm very devoted to the Blessed Mother, so the Rosary. I pray the St. Michael prayer, Psalm 23, Psalm 91 as well, and of course the Our Father. And I don't fear evil. I don't fear the demons. Yeah, the 2020 air. Yeah, they actually did. Yeah, they actually aired. 2020 aired the Exorcism on the show. I believe it was in the 80s or 90s. I'm thinking it was in the 80s, but I just, again, that was just should have never happened. Ever. Never. Your sins will find you out, and you are not supposed to judge. Wow. Yeah, the trolls are coming in TikTok. I guess they're a little bored. So it's amazing how people like to judge others, but they forget that Jesus said you don't have the authority to do that. So it's interesting how they forgot they forget that part. So anyway. Sure. Yeah, Cloud. There is training that you have to do, but you have to have theological training. You have to have, theological training is essential. You cannot be an exorcist without theology, angelology, demonology. That's absolutely crucial. But there's a lot of people out there claiming to be exorcists and have no theology behind them, and it's quite concerning. Even some exorcists telling people that they can actually change the nature of demons. Like, wow, I don't know where in the world someone who's actually trained would actually say something like that. It's very irresponsible. So, yeah, it's kind of sad, but the people do. Well, thank you very much there, Doctor. Yep, I have watched The Pope Exorcist. Demons difficult to get out? It can be. Yeah, it can be. I don't attack people. People always ask me about other people. Folks, listen, I don't believe in attacking people. I just don't. That's not my nature. I reject it. I'm not going to make a judgment call upon someone else's ministry. I'm just not. I firmly reject. That's why trolls, I don't pay attention to them, because the trolls act like we're in middle school. And I guess some people are just so bored on Saturday night that they want to harass clergy. But anyway, I mean, dude, I listen to Luciano Pavarotti and Sarah Brightman and Vivaldi when I'm walking and exercising, and that's, I will admit, my life is not that woohoo exciting, but it's pretty sad when you're trolling clergy on a Saturday night because you're that damn bored. I mean, that's maybe I don't have a boring life after all. I don't know. So, well, thank you there, Duplass. Yeah, I don't. I just don't. I don't believe in attacking people. I just don't. So what I just think that to me, I look at everybody. If you're going to ask someone to help you, then look at the intent. I don't charge and never have. And so for me, the intent is not for fame, because when you get famous so that you can make money. Well, I don't make money because I don't charge. So fame doesn't do me any good. So you have to look at everything. You have to make sure that the person has your best interest at heart before you ever ask anybody for assistance, because that's pretty serious stuff when you're dealing with exorcisms and things of this nature. You got to be careful about that. So, yeah, but I'm not going to get into conversation about attacking people. No, it's fine. You did nothing wrong. I just, people ask me all the time about this person or that person, and I always just kind of explain. I just, because people have said some really nasty things about me without even knowing me. I mean, they've said some really god-awful things. And, but I got to a point in my life where I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to take criticism from someone that I wouldn't go to advice for. See, that's the secret of life, folks. I want you all to understand that. Never, ever, never, under no circumstance should you ever take criticism from someone that you would not go to advice for. Never. Don't accept it. You don't have to accept the criticism. So if you wouldn't go to them for advice, then don't accept the criticism. Because honest to God, there are some people, and I've said this before, there are some people, you can give them $1 million. Free. Here you go. Here's $1 million. As soon as you turn your back and walk away, they will talk about you like a dirty, rotten, low-life, egg-sucking dog because you didn't give them $2 million. And that is how some people are in this world. So just, people are always going to criticize for whatever reason because they have such an inferiority complex about themselves, so they have to break everybody else down. That's fine. They can go wallow with the pigs. I have no desire. They're not going to steal my happiness. They're not going to steal my joy. They don't define me as a person. I don't allow them to define me as a person. So I just smile and say, okay, okay, little child. Oh, okay, go away now. Goodbye. Yeah. I completely ignore them. And that's what you need to do too. Seriously, because there will always be those people in this world. Yep. Jesus, if there is alien life, Christ was crucified is a one-time universal event. Yep. We haven't heard anything about the Legion of Exorcists season 2 yet. So we haven't heard. But the ratings, it did pretty well in the ratings. A lot of people liked it. So, we'll see. Right now they had the strike going on in Hollywood. So everything is up in arms because of that. So they just simply don't know. But hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Well, thank you though, Laura. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool because it was so unique and it's never been done before. I think you can, I know you can watch on the Travel Channel. Max, I believe. There are several places that are running it right now that you can watch it again. Well, they're striking because of artificial intelligence. No, they are a person who's possessed is not aware they are possessed. They go in it's a catatonic state. They have no memory of the possessed state. They absolutely have the memory what led up to it. Well, I don't know. It's not in the church that I belong to, so Ness, I don't know. It's unacceptable. Well, no, we don't ask the name of the demon. We command the name of the demon. So there is no asking. There is no asking. We command the name and the hour of departure, and that's all. That's the only thing that the rite actually says. There's nothing else that I want to know. I don't care about anything else. It can go on because it'll say all kinds of stuff. I don't care. And then you have to silence the voice. As a matter of fact, that's a part of the rite. You have to silence the voice. Name. In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to surrender your name. In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to surrender the time of departure. And so that's there is no conversation. There's no asking. There's a lot of people as far as why they become possessed. Most of the time, it's because there was some type of invitation. Whether it be playing with Ouija boards or paranormal investigating, going out and saying, do something, I dare you to push me, or whatever, that's a form of invitation. So I'm in a doomsday cult. Get out while you can. Eric. Actually, if you know me, well, Eric's goodbye. Where are these people? Where do they come from? So let me just clarify that. If anybody actually spends 5 minutes with me and talks to me about doomsday, I always tell people, you don't worry about it. So there we go. Eric just proved that there's special folks in this world. Special folks. Yeah. I always say, every time someone says about Revelation, I always tell you can't control it. You can't control it. You can't control when the end's going to come. You can't control it. So why are you worrying about it? Why are you stressed out about it? You can't stop it. It'll happen when it happens. Be at peace. Accept Christ as your personal Lord and Savior and say, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's go. You don't have to worry about it. There's no need to be afraid of it at all. So I'm not. I have no fear. I have no fear. When it happens, first of all, Revelation, as I've said many times, I spent 6 months teaching about it. Revelation makes it very clear that you and I will not be here in tribulation. If you believe in Jesus Christ, your personal Lord and Savior, me and you are going to be in heaven at the time. The end of the church age occurs. So there's nothing to worry about. And we're in heaven. They exist outside of time and space because they're in spiritual form. So they're everywhere, all around us. Remember, heaven and hell exist outside of time and space. Well, you're very welcome there, Angie. All right, any other thoughts, any other concerns, any other questiones? For those of you on Spreaker, I'm going to say definitely good night to you guys. Yeah, we're going to be here tomorrow. No, we will not see a tribulation. That's absolutely incorrect. Anybody who says that you'll see tribulation has not read Revelation. Revelation is abundantly clear that the end of the church age occurs, and we are in heaven at the time. Yeah, tomorrow is Bible study, so 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be teaching Bible study. Miss Wilma will be teaching on our kids' Bible study as well. And so, yeah. For statistics? No, but we have our own statistics on it. That's a good question about statistics concerning specifically what, as far as how it occurred, if there was an invitation. We have that. Just in our church. How do you know if a case is psychiatric possession? Well, because the question is, how do you know if something is mental ill or possession? Well, because mental illness does not cause you to levitate. Well, thank you. Mental illness does not cause markings to appear on your body. Mental illness does not cause you to have known what's called a term called prognostication or retrocognition, which is the ability to know your sins. So these are things, or have knowledge of dead languages or languages you've never studied before. So there are clear indicators when a person is possessed. You can say, "Oh, that's not levitation is not a part of mental illness," you know. So, or levitation or mental illness having markings appearing on your body, that's not a form of mental illness. So, yeah. Are you featured on the Legion of Exodus? Yeah, I'm a cast member. I'm one of the cast members there. Yeah, on season 1, we don't know about Eli Roth was a great guy. He was really cool, very neat, very nice, very quiet. It is so interesting to meet people who are famous and you see them on screen, this personality, and then you meet them and they're just so different than what a joke. Oh, you want me to tell you a joke? Okay, here's a joke. This joke is bye-bye, Felicia. Block. That's a joke. Man, so you were muted and I blocked you. We really got you. All right. You levitate when you see a spider. Yeah, isn't that the truth, Judy Ann? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I spider or snake. Oh, no. No. Are people currently? Yes, they are currently being trained to be an exorcist. Yeah. Yeah. Poor Felicia. Goodbye. Bye. Okay. For those of you on Facebook, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. Remember, we're going to be here tomorrow night for our Bible study. So hopefully, I'll see all of you guys here tomorrow for a fun-filled, exciting Bible study at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night there, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.